So I closed on a home last week, and I thought, just reflecting on things and current market, and um, just thought I'd share with you maybe a little bit what makes me maybe different from some other agents out there in terms of this market and what we need to do in this market to market listings and help our sellers to be successful. A couple notes before I jump into that. Also, maybe hit on a little bit why I got into real estate in the first place. But a couple notes. Um, Big shout out to the Cardinals for clinching playoffs. This is a little bobblehead. I think Springfield Cardinals gave this away a few years ago. But shout out to the Cardinals. Look forward to the playoffs starting. And then, hey, I appreciate you guys listening and watching. If you would click on like on Facebook, or especially subscribe to the YouTube stuff, really trying to build that up a little bit. So if you would subscribe and share maybe the page, or share me with friends who are thinking about buying and selling, I'd certainly appreciate that. So thank you. Um, so back to the listings and kind of what I do on listings to help make people, sellers, as successful as they can be. I talk about hitting home runs in real estate, and I've talked about this before. You can go back and find a pretty previous video where I kind of explain the home runs in real estate. But it's really about them, the seller, the people that I'm helping, being as successful as they can, or to what degree they maybe want to maximize on the opportunity. And listing a home is that. It's helping them be as successful as they want to be. Um, so this market, for the past, we'll say, year, you can put a home on the market and not have to do very much and still be successful in selling the home, and at a good price probably. But there is zero doubt in my mind that it is also the correct time to maximize on that, because the more effort you put into it, the more it's going to stand out from others, the more people are going to fall in love with that home. And if they're getting emotions involved, they're going to maybe not make as logical of decisions, because they're going to really want the home. They picture themselves in the home, and you get all that emotions and all that desire worked up in there, and that's going to equate to more dollars for the seller. Um, it's just the way this real estate works. Um, so I always encourage, home needs to be as clean as possible, as reasonable. If, you got family living there, I get it. It's difficult to maintain, but especially when we're doing photos and stuff like that, it's got to be as clean as possible. I did staging, or I do staging on most of my listings now. This home that specifically talking about the close last week, probably the most staging I've done on a home, because it was vacant. Um, but staging really helps that. Again, it helps people to see, hey, what can this home be? What's my decorating or design ideas? It really helps people to see them in that home. So it's worth every penny. Um, and, when someone loves it, especially in this market, that's going to help them be like, hey, I'm willing to pay this much above asking price, because I can see myself in this home. They just fall in love with it that much more. Um, Quality, all my marketing stuff really comes back to the way the world works today. Online stuff. Everyone sees everything online. So marketing, listing, and someone's home has to start with that understanding of, if someone doesn't understand how marketing works today, then go find another agent. Like, at the basis of it is good quality professional photos. But it also understands of how many days on market, and how are you going to roll out the marketing. And so I'm encouraging people to do a lot of cleaning ahead of time. We're talking about the staging, absolutely doing professional photography. We'll do a video, and I did that with all of that with this home that just closed last week. All that's designed to engage as many people as possible in looking at that home. Because essentially, by doing that, we're creating competition, and the more competition we can create for the seller, the better their outcome is going to be in terms of how much are they going to be able to sell the place for. So I talk to sellers about it's a lot of work, especially if you do everything I encourage you to do, but it's absolutely worth it. Like they say, I get questions like, is doing all this necessary in this market? Well, how much money do you want to make? Do you want to capitalize on the investment, or do you just want to do a minimum amount and just be able to sell the place? I mean, that's up to you. You know, we talk about that home run in real estate. It's up to you whether or not you hit a single or do you hit a home run. Um, so it all comes back to trying to make a good listing, make it show worthy online. I mean, I see, I don't want to get down on other agents, but you know, there's lots of agents that will take cell phone photos and bare minimum listing descriptions and just not maximizing on the opportunity. And maybe they're doing that at the direction of the seller. I don't know. But even in this market, you have a great opportunity, and maybe more opportunity than ever, because there's a limited number of listings to really capitalize on selling it. So, man, my encouragement, you know, especially if you want to pay off debt or whatever you want to do, put in the work and maximize the opportunity. Um, so, you know, again, I get asked the question: is it necessary in this market to do all this? I've already talked about it. Really, just comes down to what you want to do and how much you want to try to capitalize on the opportunity. Um, the other way to kind of frame it and to think about it is, I think at one point our average days on market was down to 14 days, whereas previously, um, for the years I've been doing it, we'll say average days on market was right around real close to 40. Um, so if you think about that, you do all this work and you have to maintain that for, like, I don't think I've had a listing last longer than a week in recent months. So for 1 week, like, do this for 1 week. I know it's a lot of work, but you can do this for 1 week, where in the past maybe you had to do it, you know, 3 weeks, a month, depending on the price point and the property. Like, now is a great opportunity because it is a lot of work, but you have to do it for, you know, just a few days compared to trying to maintain the cleanliness and keeping it looking like a hotel basically for a week or a month. So it's just a great opportunity, and I try to maintain that quality regardless of the market conditions. And you know, as technology changes and the market changes, I'll absolutely be looking for ways to tweak things and again, do things as best as possible for the seller to maximize on the opportunity. So if you guys have any questions about real estate, I'd love to sit down and chat with you. Give me a call. You know, we'll get some coffee or just talk over the phone, whatever you'd like to do. And I'd love to just catch up with previous clients too. If you have questions about real estate, maybe you're thinking about getting involved, reach out to me. All that, Andy Simmons, Keller Williams, 417-766-4507. Have a great day, guys.